I'm out with Bustin' Knuckle, and this is the story of the worst vehicle purchase I've ever made. And, sadly, one of the most expensive. Alright guys, the black Toterhome we called 8-Ball finally sold, so I can finally tell this story and release this video. Hope you guys enjoy, because I think everyone can relate on the one vehicle that they bought that they look back on and think they probably shouldn't have. Well, guys, I have another ridiculous road trip story. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss this. You'll notice there's our old Toterhome, and I decided a week before King of the Hammers to pick this unit up. So I decided to drive all the way to Ohio after a snowstorm. They had like a foot of snow to pick this thing up, and it was worth it. I'll show it to you before I tell you how bad the trip back was. All right, so it's a 2005 Freightliner. It's got the Cat C7 engine in it. Everything is blacked out, but the crazy thing is the interior. Like, some horse trailer company that owned it before freaking decked out the inside. All this nice wood stuff. Massive refrigerator. Full sink, little mini oven. It's got a spot for a full-size mattress up there instead of a single that's in the other one. Got these cool little closets on each side. Little his and hers closets. Even redid the seats. Little guide action down there. Nice couch. Lots of storage. Just completely redid the inside. Only downside is it's got the crapper shower combo. I don't know how I feel about that, but I will get over it. All right, so we get everything done. We get the Toterhome, and we are on our way back. We get all the way, doing pretty good. We're trying to outrun the next snowstorm because it is fastly approaching us and getting ready to freeze while it's raining on us the whole way there. We get just north of Nashville. I think we had stopped twice before that, filled up everything. And I hit a pothole, and I swear the truck went airborne. It was the hardest hit I've ever taken in a truck. There were cars everywhere with their flashers on, with flat tires, like ridiculous. And then this god-awful noise was coming from the front end of the Toterhome. I was like, great, brand new Toterhome, or new to me, and it's already broken. Well, this is what I found. I hit so hard, not only did it break the hood latch, it broke the fan shroud and broke a bunch of blades off of the fan. So awesome. So now I've got 3 days before we leave for King of the Hammers, and I've got to source parts, get them installed, and pack everything and put everything in this Toterhome. Can't make this stuff up. This should have been my first warning of why I shouldn't keep this vehicle, but I just didn't listen.
Turn this thing on, and then you get the battery is almost.
All right, I was up till midnight last night getting the Toterhome and everything ready to go. Got the Razor and the bouncer in the trailer. New Toterhome all fixed up. Wish us luck. 2,000 miles to go. Yep, that's the check engine light coming on within the first hour of trying to drive 2,000 miles across the country. So I've passed this place, the Big Texan. I couldn't tell you how many times on the way back and forth to King of the Hammers, and I've never been here at lunchtime or dinner time. It's always in the middle of the morning or the middle of the night. So I'm gonna try this place out and see if it's good.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of meat. That's pretty good and worth a stop. I don't know how you eat a 72-inch steak though. Well, we enjoyed our steak dinner and just walked by this earlier, didn't even see. time to put the spare hub on. At least I brought one. Those were torqued to spec before we left. Happens, I guess. Well, luckily I have a spare hub ready to go. Just gonna take this one off, throw it on, mount a tire, even though the tire that was on it was brand new. I have a spare. Please stay on the trailer. There you go. Ready to go. Stay. Don't come off the trailer. Stay. For all the internet know-it-alls out there, every single one of those was torqued to spec before we left. Just happens. You get on these back Texas roads and they're bumpy and crappy. Stuff fails. Happens. That's why you gotta have spare parts on you all the time. Well, everything's still good in here. Check the straps, tighten them up. We'll camp out here at the Big Texan tonight and head out in the morning. Well, got it this morning. Went down to Big Tex Trailers. Got a spare hub for the trailer, so we're still good there. And now we're stopping somewhere I've never stopped before. Cadillac Ranch. So here it is, Cadillac Ranch. I heard it used to be further down the road and they actually moved it in like 1997. I guess this is just art. Look how thick the paint is on this stuff. People just come and spray paint all these cars and there's no telling how thick the spray paint is. It's crazy.
Smells like jet. Gotcha. And the jackets. On fire.
So we're in the middle of New Mexico, Thoro, New Mexico, and I decided I want a burger. We look it up, and we got this place called Big Ass Burgers, little hole in the wall place. Got to order.
And free ice cream.
And free ice cream. Smash burger style. Well, we made it just across the Arizona state line. We're gonna take a couple showers, watch some Netflix, get some rest, hit it again tomorrow. Well, we woke up to a little bit of a surprise this morning. Snow! I didn't think it was supposed to be this cold in Arizona. It's a little 8-ball here. That's what we named it, 8-ball. It does not like these 20-degree temperature cold starts in the morning. Now normally on our way to King of Hammers, we don't stop. We just haul butt all the way through and try to make there as fast as possible. This time we're stopping and seeing the sights, including this one, which is pretty unique. Yep, we just paid $24 to stare at a big hole in the ground. It's a very large hole. Well, we already paid to see one hole in the ground. Figured we'd see another. Maybe the biggest hole in the ground in the world. The Grand Canyon. I like to do sketchy stuff. Doo-da, doo-da. I know it's a little out of the way, but the Grand Canyon is definitely worth seeing on the way to KOH. I've never had an oven in an RV before.
What?
They really went all out. Well, 5 days later, we're here. Well, 5 days later, we finally made it to Hammertown. We're all set up in our booth. Now it's time to eat some dinner, get some sleep. We'll see what's going on tomorrow. Do some riding. So the KOH trip actually went very smooth, like across the country to California, from Alabama all the way back to Alabama, other than the cold start issues and it shooting the dipstick out of the tube once, which should have been a precursor to know that something was wrong with the engine, but then again, I wasn't listening because I just bought this vehicle. Fast forward about a month and we went to Oklahoma for an event, and on our way back in the middle of the night is when disaster struck. Well, another Toterhome adventure. We went to Big Meat Run. We were on our way back, and we're in Memphis, not far from a good bit of folks that we know here in Memphis. And Toterhome starts running a little funny. I thought maybe fuel filter or something, and it starts losing a little bit of oil pressure. Didn't lose it completely. Eventually just starts sputtering, dies in the middle of the interstate. So I coast over to the side, and now we're on the side of I-55. I guess this is where we're going to camp for the night. It's about midnight, and I don't know if there's anybody here. Yeah, it's like midnight. We'll probably get rescued in the morning. Good thing I know somebody that has a tow company in Memphis. So it's another adventure. We'll see if we can figure out what it is. There's oil everywhere under the hood. So either a line busted or something happened. Hopefully it's not catastrophic. So stay tuned. Yeah, it can't be good. Well, I think we definitely hurt something on the motor. It pumped all the oil out that I put in it this morning so we could limp it Spyder Offroad. So it'll be safe here for however long it takes for somebody to come check on it, hopefully get her fixed up for us, and let's go from there. Well, folks, I believe we did some engine damage on the old Toterhome, so we got a guy coming to look at it. Pops drove 3 hours, hopped in my truck, drove 3 hours, so we got the trailer hooked up to it. We're gonna drag it home, and hey, it sucks, but at least we're not stranded somewhere in another state. So at least it broke down close enough to home that I know people. So I'll let y'all know what the mechanic figures out once he gets over here. Well, the mechanic basically concluded that the engine was shot. It had broken a few rings and was no good. So it was time for me to hunt down a replacement. Well, there we go. Came up here to Kentucky, and now we have a motor to go in. It's the bigger, it says 350 horse, so I'm pretty sure it's supposed to say 330. And it's only got 60,000 miles on it, so we'll take that to Memphis, get it swapped in, and then we'll have a Toterhome again. That hurt. So here we are 5 months later. Got another engine to put in it, and hopefully we're gonna get this done this weekend. We're at Spyder Offroad. Luckily I broke down like 5 miles from his shop, so it's been sitting here for a while until we can get out here and get it done. So here we go. All right, so here we are about 5.5 hours into the project, and Ethan looks like he's been bathing in oil, and the motor's ready to pluck out. So the forklift doesn't have brakes, so I think we're gonna plug it out with the skid steer, which is luck. Tell you what, pulling a 1,000-pound motor with a bobcat skid steer, kind of nerve-wracking. All right, folks, 6.5 hours in, 6:30. We got the old motor out with a skid steer. Very sketchy, but we got it done. And we got the new motor. We got to start taking all the accessories off, put it on the new motor, get it ready to stab back in. That's our goal to get done this evening. And then we will regroup, come back the next morning, and hopefully get this thing stabbed in and get everything going. Maybe be done tomorrow. Would be nice. So we'll see. Well, the thing that sucks about when you blow a motor is it gets oil everywhere. So I got me some WD-40 Specialist cleaner degreaser, and I'm going to spray as much of this oil as I can, try to get it as clean as we can so we're not covered in oil by the time we get this other motor in. All right, here we are at day 2, getting all of the accessories swapped off of the old engine onto the new engine so everything matches. I go to the parts store and get some gaskets and some parts. Hopefully, the next few hours, we'll be stabbing a motor back in there. And then maybe everything goes back easy after that. We hope. skid steer's in limp mode, so we're trying out the off-road forklift, and then it started overheating, so I got a fan on it. I'm trying to get this motor staff back in there, but we are so close to having it back in there. So close. It's like 3:30 or 3 o'clock on day 2. Hopefully we get it in, maybe even running tonight. I love doing very intricate things with a piece of equipment that I just got on for the first time in my life. 4 o'clock, day 2, the new engine is bolted back in its new home, and now we just got to put all the accessories on. So, should be easy from here, hopefully. Alright, here we are, day 3, hopefully the last one. He's got to fly out at 7 o'clock tonight, so we got to get this thing done. We cranked it, it runs. So all we got to do is finish putting everything on the front of the motor, radiator, everything. Finish some driveline stuff, and hopefully this thing will be driving out of here today. I am exhausted. I'm so ready for this thing to be done. Folks, after months of this Toterhome sitting here, we got the engine swapped. I ended up busting the coolant tank, so I just came back through, swapped it out, got the trusty jet on the trailer, and now we're gonna drive 3 hours home. Hopefully we put everything together correctly, or else we'll be on the side of the road. Stay tuned. And we made it about an hour and a half, and then the transmission decided to go in a limp mode. I just stopped to try to get something to eat, and we cranked it back up, tried to get going again. It was in limp mode, so I done everything I could to try to get it to move, and it's kind of in protection mode at this point. And here's a shop about 18 miles away, so we're just gonna have it towed down there. And I don't know, I think we're about done with the saga of this black Toterhome, because I've had enough of it. So it ain't gonna be around much longer. And good news, we had the Jetta on the trailer behind it, so we're just gonna load the Jetta and go home, and then they're gonna take it to a shop, and hopefully they can figure it out. At least we did the expensive part, and that was the motor swap, so hopefully they can figure out whatever electrical issue or whatever's going on, look it all over, so the next person that buys it can have good luck out of it, because I sure as have not. Mondays. I need a drink. But wait, there's more. The story doesn't end there. So I had to get the transmission rebuilt. It was an Allison 4-speed. That was a few grand. Went and picked it up a week later, and the wife dropped me off, and we were on our way home. I'd made it probably about 45 minutes. It's about a 2-hour drive home, and the radiator decided it wanted, the radiator hose decided it wanted to start leaking, and it leaked so much that it overheated, and so I pulled off to the side of the road, on the side of the interstate. She had ran ahead of me an hour. She came back, picked me back up. We went to Walmart, got some duct tape and some hose clamps, and band-aided it back together. Finally made it back to the shop, and that's where the Toterhome sat for a few months, until I got everything on it that I wanted to fix that needed fixed, and then it went up for sale. And we took it on a couple more trips here and there, just to make sure everything was good on it. And then finally, after about 7 months of being for sale on Marketplace, a NASCAR truck driver came and looked at it, and then eventually sent his mechanic to look at it, and they liked it and ended up buying it and taking it home. So it's finally sold, it's gone, and it's the reason I will probably never own another Toterhome, ever. So glad it's gone. I just had a chance to release this video. I didn't want to put it out there while it was for sale for obvious reasons, even though everything got fixed better than it was before. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this story. If you guys want to see more content like this, let me know. And just a little teaser, I am sitting in the replacement and the reason I'll never have another Toterhome, because this thing's awesome. So if you want to know what it is, if you want to check it out, I can do a video on that. Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching.